Alright, John got in late last night, slept here, we hung out real late, packed up camp. Now we're getting ready to get out of here and hit civilization, grab some food, and make a plan for getting to the UP. John and I just getting into the Michigan Welcome Center. We're gonna ditch one of the cars, put all our stuff in one of them, and cross the bridge to the wilderness. So, fun fact, if you would like to leave a car and cross the bridge in one car, you just have to fill out that form. Super cool. Save us $4 on bringing another car across and some gas and parking and destroying nature and all that stuff. We're crossing the Mackinaw Bridge!
Just left my car at the Welcome Center, which is pretty awesome that we can do that. We're on our way to the Superior State now. Gonna see if we can see some sights.
The good Michigan.
The pure Michigan.
We're at the Carp River campground.
Yep. Hiawatha National Forest.
We paid $16 to camp in a national forest, which is kind of a sin in our book, but
yeah, there's a lot of multi-signs on places.
And we only
contradict themselves.
Yeah, and so we just got here at like 7, and so it's 9 now. We spent a couple hours driving around. We're gonna, set up our tent probably and hang out and, pull an easy one and get at it early tomorrow. We found some great places to fish though.
Oh yeah, there's some super nice places. Really excited about it for the morning.
So this is our situation for tonight. Carp River campground's pretty though. It's got some amenities, even though it's rustic. Next to set up the old sun dome, because we won't want to have to deal with all that brush and stuff around, getting a tarp and hammock up, and you can't even stake into this ground, it's solid rock. Right next to the car. Doesn't get closer to car camping than this. John's just cooking up some dinner. He's gonna have himself a Mountain House meal, I think. I'm probably gonna eat leftover pizza from the gas station. What Mountain House meal you having?
Chicken teriyaki with rice and vegetables.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Looking forward to it.
Here we are in the sun dome. I haven't shared a tent in a while.
Since the Porkies, unless you consider the hunting canvas tent.
We do have the hunting canvas tent that we share. And then when we're on cots, not on mats on the ground. We're going to try and wake up early and go fishing. It should be rainy, but we don't care.
It's good fishing in the rain. So they say.
Fishing in the rain.
Catch you some trout.
Night, guys.
Night.
I think we're going to get up and go fishing.
I've never done morning fishing.
Well, let's go. John and I are going to go morning fishing.
We'll see how it goes.
It's a beautiful day out here at the Carp River Fishing Pier parking lot. I'm all rigged up and ready to go. Using a little Red Devil spoon. I was thinking like brook and brown trout until someone said steelhead yesterday. I'm gonna try some more metally type things. What are you tying up, John?
Just the old fisherman's knot. Just putting on a swivel head.
So we've been here for maybe an hour. Just been getting some lures wet. Fishing for various trout species. And so what we do is we take the soaker line, which is a bobber with power bait worm on a wacky rig hook with a weed guard, and we cast it as far up yonder as we can. We've set the bobber depth so that it shouldn't hit weeds anyway. So then the current just kind of drifts it down, and I like to fish in behind the bobber like a fish trying to get into that worm, and John just kind of fishes wherever. And I don't think either strategy really has merit because we haven't caught anything. So okay, John found this little pull off few miles down, just off the freeway, it gets real woody. And he was like, hey, I think it touches the river. And then we get here, and not only is there this fisherman's hike, Carp River 1/3 mile, they treat it for mosquitoes. So we're gonna hike down here to the fisherman's hike. We're not taking any gear with us right now. And we'll maybe find some fish.
What are you thinking?
I think we're a little high up, but I mean, I could see there being fish in here. We're gonna keep following this trail and we'll let you guys know what we decide. So we kept following the path and it did come down to the bank eventually. We're only about like a foot off the river right here. The fishing pier we were on earlier is just around that bend. And there's a field over there. John and I found this little pull off, and we pulled off it last night while we were looking for places to camp. So we asked the camp host about it, and she said this is a National Forest campground that was closed down. That might get reopened at some point under private management, but right now it's still National Forest land. It's still public owned. You just can't get a car into it. But there are still foot trails into it, so we're gonna hike into a foot trail. I mean, and we're not gonna camp here. We're just gonna hike in and check it out, because, you know, pretty cool to check out an abandoned campground.
Here's one of the trails heading into this closed down campsite. Looks like there's a tarp set up.
Could be a hobo camp. I think hobos would set tarp better, though. It's the vault toilet we saw.
I wonder if they still have to technically come in service.
John found a drinking fountain. It looks like somebody may have stolen the copper out of it. We've been investigating some of these spots. No fire pits. Like, there's some fire pits dug, but no rings. And we found, you know, these outbuildings that we're just coming up on. Adventure! Just a shed, the message board. Drinking fountain number 5. Drinking fountain number 5 also doesn't work. So this is typical of what we're finding for campsites is, you know, you see random cut off clearings down the road. And each one is, you know, a little pull off back in like this. A lot of them have trees dropped across them. And then it's just these nice big cleared out spots. You can't really see where the fire pits were at all on a lot of them though. So we've come upon some sign of bushcraft, eh?
Impressive little setup. It keeps his wood dry. Little fancy guy. He wired it instead of tied it.
Probably because he wants it to last for a while.
He's got a neat little bench.
So whoever's bushcraft shelter this is, super cool. MIAdventureLife seal of approval right here. So that's our tour of the campground. Super neat. Wonder if you can buy it. Horseshoe Bay Wilderness in the Hiawatha National Forest. It's awesome. We came out here yesterday, checked it out. The little streams we saw turned out to be really, really little, and they've got some really tiny fish in them. We might dip a line and still try and see if we can coax them into something, because they're the only fish we've seen this whole time. But mostly we're here because there's a beach and I'm gross because I haven't showered in like a week. So we're just hiking in. John and I walked just over here to the other side of this rock wall and hopped in the water for a little bit, cleaned off. Now we're hiking up to this little cut-in trail we found yesterday when we scoped this out. Found a place to camp tonight though. Super excited about it. Gorgeous frickin' day though. So here's the little stream outlet. Yeah, there's a couple little ones in here. Maybe they're hungry. We're hiking a little further upstream to chase those little trout. I wouldn't even cast.
That one?
Let it sink. No, let it sink. Let it sink. No, let him eat it. Let him eat it. Just let him go at it. Take it. There you go. There you go. That's a fish.
Oh.
We will catch these all day. Throw him back and let's do it again. Wiggle it more. Well, now you wiggled it too much. Well, it looks like they've stopped falling for the small body tube bait here. Let's move upriver a little ways. Well, you know, some people fish easy. John is somewhere upstream. We found him a little step-in point up there, and he's kind of fishing his way back down. But the way it twists and turns and winds, I don't actually know how far it is. Just found a little hidey hole right around that bend. It's just dropping a tube bait in. Trying to get John down here in a way that doesn't disturb them. John's just giving this spot one last little try at the mouth of the river. Got a little MEP spinner on there. Are they interested?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, battery's running low. John and I are gonna fish around this little opening for a little bit, go back to the car, and then start planning the things we'll need to hike in to get into that little fisherman's landing area. John found us this little pull-off on Google Maps.
Pretty neat.
It's
Pretty nice.
We followed a road that went all the way around a lake and has a nice river running off of it, and so we're gonna go try and fish the river, we think. Wow, is this a dam? Is this a dam, John? Is this a dam I see?
I think it is. The dam on Dam Road.
So maybe it was Dam Road? Oh, hell yes, we are fishing here. We hike down from the dam, kind of hike upriver a little bit. We saw a bridge back up the way. We think we're gonna go back up the bridge. Here's the bridge which we spoke of. Seems like there's a lot more hidey holes for the fishies since it's probably a little warm. John just started screaming that he caught a fish. We were scoping out wrong sides of the bridge. Well, I was on the wrong side of the bridge. Look at that.
It was long enough.
Yeah, we'll Google it. Always Google your fish. Yeah, we're gonna eat it. We're not hiking into that other place.
We found a better place.
We found fish here. There's a fire pit here. Supposedly we can camp here. We're gonna follow the guidelines because we want to be closer to this stream in the morning so that we can try and catch some little stuff here instead of spending hours trying to catch big stuff that's probably already out in the big lake this time of year.
Right.
This is John's fish. We decided John's fish is a smallmouth bass. The eye wasn't quite red enough for a rock bass, and if you look, the edge of the mouth comes right up, lined up with the center of the eye, and it's got some dark vertical banding. So smallmouth bass. Good job, John. It is legal. It is not in the slotted size.
It's a fish.
It's a fish. So now John's gonna clean it. So John cleaned his fish into a few fillets. Wrapped them in some tin foil with some lard. I'll be done in just a couple minutes. Doesn't take long. Small fillets. It's last light. A little bit after 10, I think. Getting the rest of the firewood cracked up. Can you turn your headlamp on so they can see something? It's been a really good trip. Can't wait to get home tomorrow. We're gonna fish around the rivers here and see if we can pick up some more fish. You know, more or less just to be like, yeah, this trip was worth more than just the adventure. Because when you say you're going on a fishing trip, people expect you to come home with fish, I guess. Then they'd call it a catching trip. So we're just chilling for the minute, for the mo. Gonna finish up the firewood and drink some water and then, you know, cuddle, pillow talk. We're in the tent. We're getting ready for bed.
It's much cooler tonight than it's been. It's kind of nice. It's gonna be a real comfortable sleeping night.
It's gonna be good. We're gonna wake up, fish our way home. Hopefully we'll catch something. John had a good day.
Heck yeah. Found some cool places, caught a fish, cooked a fish, ate a fish.
The only way. Good night.
Good night.
John and I have awoken. We are packing. I had a tick on me last night.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in here.
You're gonna have to put him down now.
Put it in here so I can take it and find out if it's going to be giving me Lyme disease. You're going to just have to cut me off at the neck. John and I just stopping at Big Boy, as is tradition. Didn't have any luck fishing today. Left a little early, figured we'd get some lunch, breakfast, whatever. It's like 10, we're gonna head home soon. It'd be great to cross the bridge. So we're just back, got back. Getting ready to load the stuff from my car into John's car so we can head south to home. We're just on the other side of the Mackinaw Bridge, stopped at Big Boy for some breakfast, and now we're heading home. It was a great trip. John caught a fish. John ate his fish. Now John's just grabbing his stuff. It's a good drive. Gonna be a long, boring drive home.
Yeah.
But if you liked any of this, or even if you didn't, feel free to like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yeah.
For more John.
For more adventure.
MIAdventureLife.
Thank you, guys.